Hello and welcome to this Crazy Talk Animator 2 video tutorial on how to create animated special effects inside PowerPoint and Keynote with the assets of Crazy Talk. So here I have Borat the Bear, which is a G2 character. Very cool little character because this one has multiple angles, and I'll show you this in a while. So again, the purpose of this tutorial is to show you that now we have the quick capture function, which you can use to quickly export transparent PNGs of characters and their poses or animated GIFs. So I simply select that option, and then I can go into my Keynote and paste something just like that. Let me zoom in a little so we can see this better. Okay, so right after that, obviously this is a static asset. We don't have an animation in my bear, but I can add in a special effect. I can go into Animate, Build In, and then add an effect, and I can choose something like Drop. Okay, and you can see my bear drop there, and I can increase the duration if I'd like. So if I play this back, and then I click my mouse, we have a very simple animation with my bear Borat here. So let's try to do something a bit more complicated. We're going to try to create an animation for Borat. Now, as you can see here, Borat is a G2 character, which means that he has multiple dimensions. So if I open the 3D motion key editor here, you can see that I can rotate my Borat, and all these different angles and sprites are built inside. So let's give him this angle there. And now I wish to add an animation to him. So I can go to Animation, and I can choose any one of these animations that are found in the Content Manager, or I can generate my own. I can select Borat and go to the Puppet Editor on the left panel, the left toolbar here. And inside we have different motion profiles. We have 4 categories like idle, mood, move, talk, and whatnot. So I can go to Move, and because he's facing to the side, I could choose one of these motions that have an S. So I can choose something like Jump, and you can see him jumping. Or I can choose Run. Okay. And for this example, I wish to have him fly. So let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that's nice. So let's just start recording. But before that, if you watched the previous tutorial, just to make sure that my character blends properly with my presentation, I would like to change the background color to black. Okay, that way the screen sampling that Crazy Talk takes, right here we have a black background, so that screen sampling, that edge will blend together with the original black edge of my bear, and that way I don't have a little white crease around the edges. So I think we're ready. Fly, yeah, and let's record something. Let's record about 3 seconds worth of animation. So spacebar, arms up, arms down, then arms up, and we stop right about there. So what I wish to do here is that this animation of him flapping his arms up and down, we wish to loop this over and over again. So people might feel tempted to record a very long animation, but then the only thing you're doing here is creating a very large animated GIF file, and it's not necessary. We can simply create a very short loop, and then we end it, and that way we give it, when we export it, we give it a continuous loop, a forever loop, and we're going to be generating the same animation over and over, and we basically have a very efficient file size. So let's do this here. I'm going to go down to project settings again, and I'm going to change to frame instead of time. Okay, and I have my bear with the arms. Arms are in that position. Remember the position of the arms. Then they go down. Then they go there. And maybe around here we wish to stop it. Hold up. Let's try this again. When he starts, arms go up, arms go down, and right there. There is where we wish to stop. So I can open the timeline with F3. I'm going to go to 3D motion. And right there. Okay. And let's see, we would want to stop this at a point where we can loop it. I think 77 would do. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to drag down this the upper limit of my range for my project all the way down to match that 77. And I'm going to turn on the loop function. So now if I play this back, if it looks like the loop, if the loop is continuous and it looks seamless, then we know we did a good job. So let's try this. Arms down, arms up. There we go. Perfect. Do you see that? It looks like a continuous animation. So that means that we chose the appropriate upper limit to cut that animation so that it continues to loop. Very good. So we're ready now. So now that we have our animation, I select, make sure he's selected. I go to render, quick capture, then animated GIF. Then I want image quality as transparent. And here it's going to start from frame 1 to frame 77. Remember, that's the one that we had. And then in the looping options, we're going to choose loop forever. This will ensure that our character is continuously doing that animation. So now we just quick capture to clipboard. Now here I am using the Mac version of Crazy Talk Animator 2. So as we talked in the previous tutorial about capturing PNGs and animated GIFs for Keynote and PowerPoint, in the Windows version, you can simply export this into clipboard and then copy paste this into a presentation and you will automatically have the animation. But Mac is a bit different. This will copy it to clipboard, but if I go to my Keynote here and I copy paste this, I will not have an animation. Okay? For some reason, Mac works this way. But fortunately, Crazy Talk Animator saves this same animated GIF into my desktop. So I can simply drag and drop this into my Keynote presentation. So I can do this. And now this will ensure that we have the animation inside. Let me minimize this a bit. Okay, and I can play this back. And there's my animation with my bear Borat. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to go to Format. I'm going to go to Movie. And here at the bottom, I want to make sure that Start Movie on Click is activated, selected. This way I have the power to control when I want this animated GIF to start, the animation of the GIF to start, not the animation that we're going to create in Keynote right now. Okay? And obviously, I want it to loop forever. So we're good. This is the first thing we need to make sure. The next thing is we're going to go to Animate. And we can have an animation, a build-in animation, then an action animation, and then a build-out. So for the build-in, the first thing I like to do is to start the movie. So let me go to Change here, Start Movie. So we're good. So that's the first animation, the first action I want. After that, we go to Action, and I'm going to add an effect. I want it to move. So we're going to select this. Aha, but look what's happening. Let me zoom out a little here. It's moving from left to right, but I want my bear to move from right to left. So I simply grab this ghost image of my bear and I move it on to this side. Let me adjust the bear here a bit. And I think that's good. And if I play this back, okay, you can see my bear flapping. Hold up. I can preview this. And he's going to move from right to left. If you think it's too fast, then you can increase the duration to, let's say, about maybe 2 seconds. And you can also adjust the acceleration. We have ease in, ease out, and ease both. So let's leave it at ease both. And then the last thing I'd like to do is go to Build Order. Okay? And here we want to give it commands. I want it to start movie as soon as I click on it. And then I want the move to appear right after the first build. So we're going to check after build 1. So what's going to happen? I'm going to click, Start Movie is going to start, and immediately after, he's going to move automatically. Okay, and that should work. So we can test this. I'll go to play. So he's not moving until I click on him, remember? Just like that. So that's fairly easy. Now in Keynote, besides being able to create this animation, we also can create a path. So you see down here in that red transition line, we have a little white dot. Well, I can play with that dot and I can create a little transition there. Hold up. Open section there. We have another one here. I can go up or down and I can do that. You see? So if I play this back, he'll go up, down, and up. So that's a little trick on creating those adding points to the path and then adjusting your curve and everything. So that's pretty cool. Now let's do the same for PowerPoint. For PowerPoint, the same thing. I need to open my Finder. I have my animated GIF, and we drag and drop this inside. And now we have our bear. Okay, let me minimize this a little. I think that looks good. Yeah, right about there. I think that looks good. So we have no animation. Let me go to full screen, see what happens. So this is the thing with PowerPoint, that automatically your animated GIF will start animating, okay? So there's no way to control that animation right now. It'll automatically start animating. There is a trick that we could do. Let me show you what this trick is. I can go to my original frame here, and I can export this as a transparent PNG. Then inside of PowerPoint, I could duplicate my slide. Okay, that's not what I want. Let me undo. Oh yeah, yes we did it. That's correct. Hold up. Let me do this again. I'm going to duplicate my slide. And what I'm going to do is that in the first slide, I will drop that static PNG. Give me a second. Hope this collaborates with me. I'm going to drop in a static PNG in the very first frame. Right about there. So let me Command X to cut that. I'm going to get rid of the original animated GIF, and I'm going to paste back that PNG. So this gives us the illusion that first there's nothing happening, and as soon as I click on the mouse, the second frame will appear with my bear being animated, and then he'll move. Hold up. Okay, we haven't made an animation yet for that. So again, we have the first slide, nothing is happening. I click the mouse, and then the next slide will come, and my bear is animated already. Okay? So that's a little trick we can do. Now, to create an animation in PowerPoint, it's fairly simple. I can go to right-click, Animations, and here I can choose a wide range of animations. I can choose for it to appear magically. Okay, let me try to do that here. So if I click on the mouse, he'll just appear. I can choose that, or I can choose any of the other animations. So I don't wish to do that. Let me just get rid of that first animation here. What I want to do is I want to set a motion path. So I select my GIF, and I select motion path, and you see that we have a lot of options. We have custom, basic, and complex. So I can draw a curve. So this is as simple as going up, going down, going up again. And right about there, if I want it to stop, what I need to do is just press enter. And now I have my motion path. You see that? I can redo it. Let me undo. Select again, motion path curve. So it's going to go here, 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 there, and enter. Up, and stop. And I can adjust this if I'd like to. I can bring it back. And then obviously, I can adjust the duration of my motion. I can go, since I have that special effect selected, I can go to duration, and I can drop in maybe 4 seconds. And here, I can start on click. Okay? For this animation, I can start and click. You see that option there. So I open it. He's doing that. The animated GIF is starting already. And then I click on my mouse. And it's going to take about 4 seconds for him to do that motion path while he's flying. Pretty neat stuff, huh? Great. So let's go back here. Now what I wish to do is that I wish to undo all of this. Let me go back. And I want to get rid of that animation that we had. We're going to start from scratch. Okay, there's nothing inside. And yes, we want to make sure that we have the black background. Okay. And here I want to create another animation. I want to have him walk, and then I want him to stop. I do not wish to loop him anymore. So I'll select Borat here, and this time we're going to make a move from left to right. And we're going to go into the content manager, and I'm going to choose one of the motions inside. I'm going to give him a walk. Let's see, where can we find a walk? Maybe this comic walk could work. Let's see what it looks like. Drag and drop it. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Okay, so let me open the timeline also. So he will walk, walk, walk. And then right there at the end, let's have him turn. Let's have him turn and face the camera. So we know how to do this. We go to 3D Motion Key Editor, and then we change the angle for him to be facing forward. And at the same time, you see that he still has that walking pose. I'm going to click on default here because I want him to have a default pose. So let's see what that looks like. I'm going to stop and play. Walking, 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 face forward and stop. That's pretty cool. And right after this, I wish to add another animation. I'm going to go to Perform, and I have one called Wave Mail, all the way down here, I think. Where are Wave Mail? Right there. And I'll drop this inside, just like that. So if I stop and I play back, he's walking, walking, stop and turn, look at the camera and say hello. I can bring this forward a bit if I'd like, and I can test it. Perfect. And right about there, that's the end of the animation, frame 112. 112, yeah, 112 is good. So I'm going to drag the upper limit of my range here, down here at the bottom, and I'm going to drag this all the way down to that frame, 112, right there. So that's exactly what we wish to export. Okay, so we know what to do. We're going to stop everything, select Borat, go to render, and then quick capture an animated GIF. And we're going to do exactly the same. This is 112, right? But this time around, we will not loop forever. I only want it to loop to perform once. Okay, so we choose once and export. And this will paste it into my clipboard, which we don't want to use unless we want to use a static character. What we want to do is get the GIF that is saved in the desktop. And with this GIF, then we can do all our animation inside of Keynote and PowerPoint. So we have our walking bear. Okay, that's good. So let's open our Keynote. And we're going to go to the second slide that I have prepared here. And I'm going to drag and drop my animated GIF of my bear. And we know what to do. Let's see if I can play this. He's walking. He'll stop, turn, and say hello. Great. So hold up. See, here he's looping, and the reason is because if I select him and I go to Format, you'll see that repeat loop is on. So we'll give it none, and we'll make sure that we still have Start Movie on click. So I will minimize Borat here, and we're going to start. I'm going to go to Animate. We're going to go to Start Movie, which we know what to do. Okay, and then we're going to go to Action, Add Effect, and I want him to move from left to right. And we could drop the duration, maybe 1.5. I think that's good. Okay. And go to Build Order, just to make sure everything is on command. So the Start Movie, on click, yes. And then the move after Build 1. And I can preview that. Hopefully that'll look good. If it's too fast, we can always change the duration. So he's not starting until I click on him. And then he'll walk, stop. Maybe we need to delay him a little. So we know what to do. We'll select him. We'll go to Format. Oh, I'm sorry. We go to Animate. Then Action, And here in duration, let's give it 2 seconds, about 2 seconds. Maybe that'll work. And we'll play and try again. Perfect. And that's how easy it is to create your animated effects inside of Keynote. So the same thing, we would do the same thing in PowerPoint. We would create that path, bring Borat from left to right, and we would create that path. And the only issue is that if we wish to create or simulate the effect of us clicking on the bear before he starts the animated GIF, then you simply have to copy paste a static PNG first before you add in the other one. Okay? Great. So that's it for this tutorial. We hope you can use some of these special effects, and stay tuned for the other tutorials that we have on using Crazy Talk assets for business presentations, slides, and a lot of other stuff. Okay? Thank you.